Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to talk about DROELOE. So, DROELOE, for those of you who don't know, is a duo from the Netherlands who focus on producing electronic music. It consists of two people. There were originally three, but now there are two. Vincent and Hein. So Hein is focused on making all the visual aspects of DROELOE, while Vincent makes all the all the producing of the music, the electronic music, everything that has to do with audio. And over the last couple years, I followed them throughout their journey, and I've watched them release some very amazing songs, some really great projects, three great EPs, which have all been compiled into this amazing album called A Matter of Perspective. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna review A Matter of Perspective piece by piece, and kind of come up with my own conclusions and talk a little bit about the future of DROELOE and what I hope to see a little bit more from Vincent. Because for those of you who don't know, recently DROELOE had posted a post on Instagram and Twitter that said basically they were going to part ways. So Vincent was going to keep producing electronic music and doing all that kind of stuff, while Hein is going to pursue other projects. And while it's sad to hear this news, it really puts everything into perspective with this album, like pretty much analyzing all the past EPs, some of their greatest songs, and kind of like listening to them again with some interesting new additions. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to review some of the new songs and then move on with each part of the three EPs they've released over the years. So let's go on with the intro of the album, which is some new songs and some previous remixes of songs. So, okay, well, let's get on to it. So, and the first part of the album is basically a couple new singles and like three remixes of well-known songs. So we start with Panorama, and then we go into Sunburn Reimagined, which is one of my greatest. I think this is one of the best of the new songs, the new reimagined versions. I really love the original Sunburn, but this one gives it a whole new feeling that I like, and it's more vocal focus. It's more, I think a little happier than the last one. The last one is kind of like more melancholic, but this one is like a little bit happier. So we got Open Blinds, Treasure Map, which I listened to them and they were good. They were kind of, I don't know, bittersweet, because honestly, with the whole theme of the album, like basically looking back and igniting nostalgic feelings, I think those songs really accentuate those feelings. So it makes you feel a little bit more nostalgic, a little bit more missing the past and like all those amazing moments that were had with DROELOE over the years. And even though it's gonna be a new era for this this project, I think it's still gonna be a little bit nostalgic for like all the shows they played before. So we also have Looking Back Reimagined, which I think it's a little bit. I think the original Looking Back is one of my favorite DROELOE songs, and this one is kind of really different, but it's also experimental. So I don't really mind the change. But yeah, I think these new songs, there are 7 in total. A couple of them were released over the last few weeks, but I think they were good. They were a little bit kind of like a goodbye gift. So anyways, after this, we have like 3 of the previously released songs from DROELOE. I mean, 3 albums, EPs that were released before, and they're pretty much compiled into this album. So it was really amazing to listen to them again from beginning to end. And right now I'm going to go through each one and say some of my thoughts from when I first heard them and my thoughts right now when I'm listening to them again. So I remember when A Moment in Time came out back in 2017. It was such an amazing EP at the time. It was groundbreaking. Like, I think I've never heard anything like DROELOE's sound design before. Like, this is really. I feel like this. Like Vince produces some really amazing and really inspired music. I think I can feel some of the inspirations behind this first work of art. namely from I think like childhood. I think childhood is a really big theme, not only in this album but like DROELOE's music overall, because it starts with a song called "Back When" 1997, which is one of my favorite songs of all time. So it starts and there's samples from like a New Year's Day 1997. There's like a little kid who's happy. There's a couple. There's like a parents. It's basically a family being happy. And I think those I really love when DROELOE uses samples to tell a story. It happens again in several songs throughout the EP and throughout the future discography of DROELOE. And it was really, I think it was really nostalgic to go through this again because I really enjoyed it when it came out and I enjoyed it now. So this is probably my favorite EP, even though it's like the shortest. So there's 5 songs in total, but they're all really good. They're all pretty memorable, especially Sunburn and Lily Pads, which are really good. And Homebound is good too. Like Homebound took me a couple listens to, really get into it. But once I did, it was like a really good song. So anyways, I think it was great to listen to this again. And we'll go on with the third part of the album, which is basically the choices we faced from 2018. So, okay, let's listen to it.
But you said life gets tough when you get older. That's why I raised the soldier. Fight this battle till the end.
So the choices we face is honestly really good. I think this one is a little bit different from what they were trying to go for in A Moment in Time. Like this one focuses on like more experimental themes and more themes of basically. I think I feel like overall analyzing the whole album, I feel like each EP is kind of like a section in one person's life. So this is an analysis I came up with. Like I think A Moment in Time is more focused on childhood, and The Choices We Face is more focused on adolescence and teenagerhood and all that kind of stuff. You can feel in the lyrics of Weird Machine, and basically the title itself, The Choices We Face, is kind of like an analogy of adolescence, because this is the moment where we all face our more important choices, like where we want to live, what we're going to work for, what we're going to study, all that kind of stuff. And I think this is a good, it really helps to capture that feeling. Weird Machine is probably my favorite song, apart from Looking Back. Weird Machine has like the lyrics are basically really, just being carefree and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like I like this EP because it's really experimental. Like it has not only in lyrics and themes, but also in sound design and song structure. I feel like it's really diverse, and that's why I like it. And it's not as good as A Moment in Time, but I still really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it a lot when it came out back in I think it was summer 2018. That was a really important part in my life. So that EP, along with several other songs and artists, really helped me go through those big changes that I was going through. So yeah, let's go on with the last part, which is A Promise Is Made.
London Bridge is falling down, but it doesn't make a sound.
A Promise Is Made is the most recent EP from DROELOE. It came out last year, and I remember when it came out, I really enjoyed some of the songs, including Broken Bricks, which is probably my favorite out of the EP. But overall, I think this is my least favorite EP out of the 3 that DROELOE have released. But I still enjoyed it. I think listening to it again over when it came out, like right now, I think it really puts things in perspective, and it really helps tie up the entire story they're trying to tell. I feel like this one is this chapter, A Promise Is Made, it kind of represents adulthood in a lot of ways. Yeah, and it really represents, like, I think new things instead of old things, like old things, nostalgia. I think it really represents like new changes, not only in somebody's personal life, but also in I think our collective experience. For example, like in the lyrics of Virtual Friends, you can see like basically somebody trying to adapt to the modern world. And yeah, I think it's a good EP, even though I didn't I didn't get into a lot of the songs. Also, I wanted to discuss like World Full of Snakes is also kind of like reminiscent of adulthood. Like in childhood, people are mostly friendly, but in adulthood, you have to be a little bit more cautious because there are gonna be people who are gonna try to put you down, and that's what World Full of Snakes I feel tries to represent. And yeah, that's like the final chapter of this whole saga that DROELOE wanted to, kind of like talk about in the EPs and the songs, and I think they're all great. But yeah, I think it was good. A Promise Is Made. Yeah, I didn't really listen to many of the songs and hear like over and over as much as I did with the other two EPs, but I still enjoyed it a lot. So let's go on with our conclusion.
You better come closer and knock shit
So overall, A Matter of Perspective is really well put together. It's a really great work of art. I really enjoy what they did with this project, especially everything they did with the physical copies of the album too. I think I'm gonna get one of those in the future because I really enjoy DROELOE. I enjoyed everything they produced, everything they've done over the last couple years. I think it's a great project and it's also unique. Like that's the thing I want to praise the most about DROELOE is that this is a unique project, a unique work of art, and like all the songs they've made are just so fantastic. I feel like they've made their mark in the music world, and I'll always remember them for that. So yeah, so overall, A Matter of Perspective, I think it's a great project, and I'm gonna give it an 80 out of 100. I think it's really good, and it's worth a listen. And even if you haven't listened to DROELOE, I think anyone will like this album. Anybody who likes, experimental works of art, experimental music, and just enjoys, happy, feel-good music in general. So anyways, I think that's everything for today. And I really enjoyed listening to this again, like all these songs that I've loved over the years. And I wish DROELOE the best and whatever happens in the future. So whatever Hein's future projects are, with graphic art and all that kind of stuff. I wish him the best, and I hope to see more in the future from Vincent. Hopefully, a new era that will mark a new point in DROELOE's history. So, anyways, I think that's everything for today, and I'll see you guys later. And yeah, bye.